Hello, this is Mad Cat, and it's been a few days since I've done one of these. Um, as in for the homeless part, well, kind of it is, but I'm just doing a quick update. Um, I'm actually sitting outside right now. I'm about to duck my foot into a bucket of ice. And it's not because um, I'm doing any sort of bucket challenge. It's because I sprained my foot or I pulled a muscle in my foot. I'm not really sure, but I just woke up one day and it was in pain. Let me set this down. Probably can't see me very well. Look at the nature. Um, but that's not why I'm doing this. Well, it's kind of funny to watch me put something, my part of my body in something cold. I scream like a girl. But, oh wait, that's a sexist of me to say and misogynistic. I scream like a human being who doesn't like the cold. I don't think that's offensive. Okay. Um, but while I do this, I've been kind of working right lately. Well, for the last 8 months, I've been trying to get my book out. Um, I pretty much started the week of Christmas. In fact, it might have been like the day before Christmas that I actually started working on my book. And just today, well, yesterday, I finally finished and I submitted to Amazon. Now, it doesn't come out until the 23rd, but Amazon wants to make sure that all the ducks are in a row. Uh, so, I submitted it. I hand code my ebooks. I could do what most writers do, indie writers, and just submit a Word document. And I'm told publishing houses do the same thing. They just make a Word document, upload to Amazon. But I'm like, screw that. I mean, I kind of have to do that for Smashwords, which I hate. I've tried to hand code an EPUB file, and it has some very strict standards, but doesn't always tell you why something's wrong. But with Amazon, since I can hand code them, I do hand code them. It was a challenge though, because this has like a lot of different parts to it. It's not just a straight novel, it's a writing help book. So, because of that, it was actually a lot more work. And it's also technically the longest book I've ever written, but this is only the first part. There are going to be 4 parts to this. So I got that accomplished, finished. It's all ready to go. So before I talk about anything else, let us put my foot into water. I mean, I've been wrapping this. I've been putting Tiger Balm on this. I don't even really know what Tiger Balm is. Is it made from tigers? So I've been putting cold presses on here. Like I'd fill up a plastic bag full of ice and then put it on my foot. But it's not work. So I'm hoping this extreme step will kind of help it start feeling better, and then I'll relax by reading for a little bit. I'm also testing out my new charger. It's a solar power charger. I'll get back to that. I'm delaying right now. So just know I'm from Arizona. I really, 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 really hate cold. I just do. I mean, except for maybe ice cream, but then even that can be too cold, and you know. But yeah, so this is going to be not a pleasant experience. Ugh. Ah! Oh, 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 that's cold, 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 cold. What did I expect? It was ice. Ooh, it's gotten to a new level of cold. It's like my foot got used to it, then it got cold again. Oh, oh. You know that kind of cold where it just starts to hurt? That's what this is. It's a bucket of ice and a little bit of water, and my foot's in it. I'm cold. Aha, aha. Okay, man up. Oh wait, that's sexist of me. Human up. Okay. So I'm sure that was good for a few laughs. So testing. I got a charger for when I'm out and about. It's a solar charger. I'm kind of testing it right now. It appears that I think it should just be called an outside charger because it's. I mean, it uses the sun, but it's technically not in the sun right now, and it's charging. So I'm sure it's picking. It's just daylight that makes it charge. It doesn't have to be in the direct sun. So that's some good news right there. But oh my god, this is uncomfortable. Oh, I hope this works. I might have to take breaks. Oh god, this hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Oh. Anywho, I'm sure some people make suggestions like, well, why don't you go get some Icy Hot or go to a store and buy this or that? It's like, I've got a limitation on money right now. I mean, I do have the GoFundMe right now, Stay Off the Streets. And that's helping out a little bit, but all of that money has to go to some level of survival. So, I mean, I might consider getting some sort of like balm, maybe some Icy Hot or Ben Gay or whatever, and put it on my foot because I will be walking a lot, but I'm trying to reduce the amount of money I'm spending. So, right now, I am preparing for a visitor. Someone's going to be staying with me for a few days, and it's going to be like a little vacation. I know with everything that's going on right now with me, a vacation is the last thing I should be having, but I mean, sometimes you can't control what's thrown at you in this world, and when it's a good thing, sometimes you just take it. So, a friend really wants to come see me, fly in, and it could lead to something more, maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Um, so it's been a while since I've been happy. Been a while since I've been relaxed. I mean, living here hasn't been that stressful. My roommate's been a great host, but sometimes it's like when you're not making money, you're always worried about money. And I mean, most people are worried about money, but you're really like pinching pennies when you get maybe $100 here and there once in a while. So that's always been a stress for me. Um, and even with food stamps, it helps alleviate it, but it's not a complete alleviation. So, it's like I've been working on this book for 8 months straight. I mean, I pretty much started the week of Christmas. Like I said, I think it was like a day before Christmas, so I was working on Christmas Day, working on this book, doing research, organizing my notes, and actually writing it. And it was a challenge because this book probably should have taken me like a year to 2 years to work on, and I did it in 8 months. Um, and probably the thing that held me back the most was my disability. Actually, my foot is not too bad right now, but I know that if I move it, it's going to hurt. So let's just let it relax. But yeah, my disability really held me back from it because it's like before my disability, I would have been able to like get this book out in a couple of months. I mean, it's just sitting there doing one activity, and this is actually harder than writing a novel because this required a lot of active thinking. I was taking notes from many different sources and combining them together into a thought-provoking piece. I'm writing different personalities and going through when they were a baby all the way pretty much until they're at retirement age, writing what each stage of their life will be like and what writers should think about as this character develops. And of course, this is only 16 personalities. I thought I would have like 144 done, but then again, I thought every personality would be 2 pages long. And turns out they were anywhere from 6 to 10 pages long. So, I mean, a lot of detail went into this, and that just required a lot of brain power. And there were days where I could only do like 1 to 2 hours a day. Now, I did make use of energy drinks, and I hate that I did, but energy drinks is the only way that I can get my mind supercharged enough to do more work. But I think, and yeah, with my money problems, that's a major resource drain, but I needed it to get my book done because I'm certain that if I market this book enough, it can get me out of my dire straits, get me off the streets, get me out of homeless shelters, get me into, an apartment, maybe be able to take care of myself. Maybe not just this one book, but if I get more books out like this, if I start a whole series of writing help books, which I have like a dozen ideas of what would make good writing help books, and I'm quite certain that I could actually be a good. I could make some really good resources. But yeah, I mean, I've been buying a lot of energy drinks. In fact, yesterday I had been up for like 24 hours straight, just working on it. It was mostly just the hand coding, but it was also getting the last few profiles done. Um, and I ended up drinking like 4 energy drinks within a 24-hour period. It was actually more like an 18-hour period. Um, but yeah, that was intense. I don't even like having 3 energy drinks in a day, and having 4. Whoa, that was extremely, extremely dangerous and stupid, but necessary. So I'm glad to be done with it. It's like when I was actually done writing the book, like when it was actually complete before I did the hand coding and uploading to Amazon, I just felt like a major weight was lifted off me. I felt like I could breathe again. There was just like, and that's what stress does to you. It really affects your body, and you don't notice it until the stress is gone. So, I mean, I have a whole new stress now actually doing just marketing and hoping people buy it. And it's only $3, but if I can convince 1,000 people to buy it, I make, well, it's $3,000, but Amazon will take 70%. Oh, no, they'll take 30%. I keep 70%. That's $2,000. $2,000 would get me into, a motel, and I could live for a couple of months off of that. It wouldn't be an ideal living, but it would be a step up from the situation I'm going into. So, I mean, I've just like every day I need to be on Twitter, I need to be on Facebook, I need to be going to different websites, trying to promote my book, trying to get out there and tell people about it. But that's not nearly as stressful as, all of this. So that's I'm so happy to be done. I'm so happy that I'm going to get a vacation, like the first vacation I've had in a very long time. Although thankfully it doesn't require me to go anywhere. Well, I do have to go to the airport to pick her up. But and then I can start cleaning. Actually, I've started cleaning today. Um, I'm going to start cleaning. I'm going to start packing. Thankfully, my roommate is going to let me keep some of my stuff here. I do want to actually talk about that because people have offered me places to stay. There's a guy in New York who's said that, if I go out there and maybe check out some of the homeless shelters there, that maybe I could get like some sort of assisted living sort of situation. And there's a guy in Kansas, I believe, who's offered me a place to stay. And these offers are great. And I am considering them. But the problem is that I have my stuff here in Philadelphia. So the only way that I can go to another place is if I have a way to take my stuff with me. And that's not as easy of a solution as it looks, as it seems, because I mean, while I can ship some of the stuff I'd have to take with me on the bus, which would require, well, money for a bus first and foremost, but additional money on top of that, um, to bring extra stuff with me. And then there's my computer. And while I have my laptop, that's my desktop computer. I've had that since 2005, and I've upgraded it over the years. In fact, the only way that I could get my computer here from Arizona is I had to leave my case behind and buy a new case and just take the computer components by itself. But it's a good case. I really like this case, and I got it for a great sale. But I mean, I'm willing to do that again. But the thing of it is it requires money to do all of these things. So even if I do take anyone up on their offer to do something, um, it's going to take a little bit of time to kind of collect some money, try to raise some money for myself or earn some money from book sales. So I will say though, because a lot of people keep saying kind of the same thing to me. Oh shoot, I think my phone went out. Okay, so I do want to say this, and bless everyone's heart for wanting to give me advice, but at the same time, I kind of wish you take just a tiny second to kind of hear more of what I have to say about my situation, because I kind of keep getting the same piece of advice, and I understand people want to help, but it's like if you want to help, the first thing you need to do is get educated on what's going on. And not just say, hey, he's going to be homeless soon. Oh, here's an idea for you. I'm sure no one else has given it to you. I can't work. I wish I could work. I mean, believe me. I mean, my mom probably wouldn't have wanted to throw me out of her house. Actually, she has thrown me out of her house. But if I could have worked a part-time job, I mean, just at Taco Bell, Burger King, or even shoveling, digging graves or mopping up floors, anything that could have earned me a little bit of money to help out my mom a little bit, it would have been fine. In fact, I want to work. I want to work a full-time job, a 9 to 5 job where I'm earning my own money and making my own way. That's what I want. I can't do it. And a lot of people have been giving me suggestions like, there was a person on Medusa's channel who was like, well, have you considered the transportation industry? And he was talking specifically about truck driving. I'm like, well, that's not something I would be able to do because of my condition. And I try to explain. It's like, yeah, you really should check out. And it's like, you're not listening. And I know you're trying to give a suggestion and you're trying to be helpful, but you're not really listening to what I'm saying. I'm saying I can't do it. And I'm not trying to pick on him. I appreciate that he wants to give advice. He wants to see something good happen for me, and I appreciate the gesture. And then he's like, "Well, how about riding a bus?" And it's like, well, that's the same problem. I can't, you know, even writing the book that I did, I could only work for like 10, 15 minutes, and then I'd have to take a break. Work for another 10, 15 minutes, and I'd take a longer break. And when I say that I can only work 2 hours, that's working 2 hours in a 15-hour period. I mean, I'm only doing 2 hours of actual work spread over 15 or so hours, because the longer I work, the more breaks I need to take. And it just murder on me. I hate it. So, I mean, a lot of people are offering simple jobs. Like another person's like, well, you can sell newspapers, just pick up a bunch of newspapers, cost you a few bucks, and then you go sell them and you could make $50 in a day. That sounds wonderful. That sounds like something that you can do when you're homeless. But the problem is my condition, once again, I wouldn't be able to do it. Even for doing it for an hour straight, I wouldn't be able to do anything for the rest of the day. And that's why the prospect of being homeless doesn't appeal to me, because it's going to be extremely challenging. Believe me, I want a job. Believe me, but there's just really nothing I can do. Until a doctor takes my condition seriously and tries to actually help me, give me some sort of medication that allows me to even work part time, I can't do anything. And that's why I'm in the situation I'm in now. So, anyways, that's going to do it for me today. I want to go ahead and continue soaking right now. It's only been about 15 minutes or so. Be sure to check out the links down below. I've got my Patreon, which is a godsend right now. I've got my book that's coming out. You can pre-order it now. It's released on the 23rd. Ideal for anyone who creates any sort of character whatsoever. Then there's also my PayPal, the GoFundMe if you want to donate to that. There are a lot of ways that you can help me. But the most important thing is just getting the word out there. If you want to take any one of those links and say, hey, people, donate to this person, he really needs help, that actually helps more than you think. People don't think it does, but if you make an original tweet, and not retweet, not a like, an actual original tweet or a post on Facebook or whatever other social media you want to use, that helps. So, but all the links are down below. It's probably going to be a few days before I do another one of these. But anyways, this is Mad Cat signing out.